let's take a look at the periodic table component. So I've got a model. We're in the chemistry lab right now. I've got a model of the periodic table of elements, using how to use it. And so we'll open that. And this is the component we're talking about. You put in a number here, and if that number is the atomic number of an element, what you get out here are all the information about that. So for example, let me just move this here for you and put a constant on there. If you double click an input, you get a ability to put a constant, let's say 14, and see what element 14 is. So I've said 14, and now we can look down here, and I'll say the name of it is silicon, symbol, Si, density, 2.3, AMU, 28, melting point, boiling point, number of neutrons, the radius, is it radioactive? No. Are there isotopes? Yep, there's 28, 29, and 30. So this has a lot of information in it based on the input you give. Now you can also, like many components in MST and in CoLab, you can put an array into here. So that's what I've done. I've set up an array here, and the array is going to be, it goes 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add to that array 22. So now my array reads 22, 23, 24. So watch what happens when I put this thing back to the way it was. So what I've built here is a sheet that constructs a box, and in the box it puts the information that we're interested in. So if I slide you over to look at the output window, the 2D output, here's our output. So we said 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So I had it put the symbols for the elements here and write the name below it. I could have added a little symbol for, is it radioactive, and number of neutrons, a lot of other things to make it more interesting. But this is fairly simple. So let's take a look at that just quickly. So this is the sheet that did it. It's called element. So I go to the sheets menu and I look inside, and this is the sheet. So it takes an X and a Y input and draws a box at that location, and then it takes the number, the atomic number, and it writes a number on the screen. So let me kind of split this so you can see this is the box that it drew, and then the number here is this number, and then it took the symbol and it wrote this text right here, and then it took the name and it wrote the name underneath. So these sliders let me control the aspect of how this thing looks. So I want this number to be bigger or smaller, the text to be bigger or smaller. So if we go back to the main sheet, I can play with these things and show you. So if I change the size, I'll change this. This is the, I'm going to be playing with first and size. So watch this. So if I change the size from 70, I can bring it down. That's 49. I can bring it up. So I've created this thing so that it knows how to adjust the size and scale everybody. I can also change first. Now that first was 22, so it was starting off with tantalum. So I can change that first to be 38. I can make it be 61, 8, it's oxygen. Anyway, that's a quick tour of the model that's in the CoLab chemistry lab, the model that's the periodic table of elements.